What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at this beautiful specimen here on the table. This is coming in from Sitivien, and this is called the ST11. This just came out. Huge shout out to Sitivien for sending this in. I have had the pleasure of messing around with this thing for the last week or so, and it is absolute execution, flawless. If you're looking for a survival knife on a budget, this thing will definitely fit the bill. We're looking at DC 53 Sleipner steel. We have a beautiful coating on here, which is going to back that Sleipner steel up. It is very tough. It has good edge retention. It's easy to maintain in the field, but it does have corrosion issues. But with proper coatings and just a little bit of care and maintenance, you're going to be good to go. Beautiful drop point blade, and we have a large choil here, which I absolutely love, because if you have finer tasks you need to do, you can get the control that you need over this part of the edge to do those finer tasks. You also have this large handle here, contoured Damascus handles with orange liners. They have a couple different, at least two different versions you can choose from. And I think full retail, these come in at $70. This is a brand new fixed blade for them. So I think $70 is probably where it'll sit, unless we do see a little discount for it for Christmas time, the holiday season, which is definitely possible. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see it kind of stick right there at that $70, which I am 100% okay with. We have three large torque screws here holding each handle on, and I can't express enough how comfortable this knife is. I mean, it is one of the most comfortable fixed blades I have handled, and it is balanced perfectly right here where you would want it to be. I mean, it's ridiculously well balanced. It's right here on this lip. So when you are right here, you just have ultimate control over this thing. It is very nice. We have a pummel with a lanyard hole back here, and that kind of flares out. So you really have what acts like a guard here on both sides for your hand to just nestle right into. You can also use this flare here for chopping motion. You know, of course, want your lanyard here to wrap around your wrist if you're doing some heavier chopping, but that is going to allow this to rock back and forth in your hand a lot easier. So that kind of swell downward is really nice for certain grips. And like I said, that full choil, just beautiful for this fixed blade. I would have loved to have seen that jimping ran out just out into here. That would have been nice. That way, if I am up here, it's not a huge deal. I mean, you know, that's just an extremely little nitpick that, you know, that would have been cool if it was ran out here. That way, if you are choked up and really needing, you know, that grip and control, you would just have a little bit of added jimpage there, but not a huge deal. That's an extreme nitpick, and probably my only nitpick of the entire setup here. We have a beautifully executed taco style Kydex sheath with perfect fitment. Beautiful fitment. I mean, it's not too tight. It's not too loose. It is absolutely perfect. A nice tactile click in and a good pop on the way out. And you do have a nice ramp here, and it's very comfortable to just push that thing right off there. And as far as the handle goes, you can actually get a full grip on this thing as you pull it out of the sheath with no adjustment necessary. So very nice right out of the sheath. It does come with this unbranded tech lock and lots of options for lashing this thing. Depending on what you're going to do with the fixed blade, this tech lock, will do justice for you depending on what you're doing with it. Is it going to hold up the best? In my experience, which is pretty plentiful at this point with all the different tech locks and unbranded tech locks that are out there, the ones that come from like F and Grow, and I think Sitiviens are going to be the same. They seem to hold up pretty well for the most part. So it's not going to be a tech lock, branded tech lock, but I think it'll hold up pretty good. They seem to be pretty durable. But you could always put an aftermarket clip or however you want to carry this. If you're just lashing it to a pack, then obviously you could take that off and it lightens up the load a little bit. So what kind of size are we looking at for this thing? Like I said, this is definitely an outdoor survival style knife here. We're looking at 6 1/4 of cutting edge, 7 inches of total blade, and that is coming down there at 12 3/8 overall. So a fairly big boy. I also want to check this blade stock. Not that this is perfectly accurate, but we can get a general idea here on what we are looking at. And we're right there at 230, and that is what I'm going to guess. I was going to say 230, 240, and that's what we typically see in this size, for a survival outdoor larger chopper knife. 220 to 250 is pretty common, and this being at 230, that just gives you a nice robust spine. And you might be thinking, well, this thing looks pretty and it's got a good price, but can it cut? Well, I'm going to guess that it can cut pretty good. We have the devil's paper here. Let's see what kind of edges on this. Looks pretty good. Yeah? This thing is ridiculous, guys. Absolutely ridiculous. And I've been talking with Sitivien about the fixed blade craze, and I told them, EDC fixed blades are now going to be in. They're in. And if you can take some of these models, keep the sheath system. Some companies are learning that the hard way. Pancake sheaths have their place, but I just don't think it's necessary. Even with this style of knife, typically I give the okay with pancake sheaths for larger knives like this because it's not something you're putting in your pocket. But even with that being said, why not just go with the taco style sheath? It's slimmer, it's easier to manage. I just think they're better in all ways. Now, if you're someone who really needs options when it comes to lashing and stuff like that, then of course, go with the pancake sheath. But I think for any other purpose, the taco is the way to go. Drainage hole down here. Excellent execution from Sitivien on one of their first larger fixed blades as a company. I think, I'm not 100% sure, but someone said, and it made sense to me, that Sitivien and F and Grow are sister companies. I don't know that to be fact, but based on this fixed blade and what I've handled from F and Grow in the fixed blade department, it makes a lot of sense that they would be sister companies. Now, I don't know that, like I said, it's irrelevant to a certain degree, but if they are, it explains why this is so amazing. F and Grow does a fantastic job on their fixed blades as well. So I'm not surprised whatsoever that this thing is absolutely amazing in every which way. I mean, I don't know what's your gripe with this, for the people who, if you have one, Other than it's Chinese made. Yeah, I know. We know that. We know that. You don't need to express that down the comments. Other than that, what's the issue with the fixed blade? Because this is perfect. This is perfection right here. The size, it gives you the ability to be very versatile. And then the way it's laid out, it's going to be very versatile as well. It's one of the, in all the fixed blades I have handled, owned, and seen, and I own probably 70, 80 fixed blades at this point, probably getting close to 100. This is one of the best, well-balanced fixed blades I have handled for the money. This competes with much higher priced fixed blades, no question about it in my mind. And if they're doing that DC 53 right, which I believe that they are, there's testing out there on the DC 53, and it has performed very well. So as long as that is up to snuff, which I have no doubt that it's going to be where it needs to be, this is an ultimate package right here for under 70 bucks. No doubt. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. That helps push this video out there to more people. I release daily knife and EDC content. So if you enjoy it, make sure you're subscribed. I'll put up a couple of new videos on your screen. Go check out the one you haven't seen before. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you all again for watching. I will catch you on the next one.